Hi guys, welcome to Crypto Be 101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investments in general. And we can see from Brazil now legalizing cryptocurrency for payment for goods and services, not legal tender, but you can use it to pay for goods and services, to seeing the fair and greed moving up a bit and seeing ApeCoin jumping at least some percentage due to the stake that is coming up shortly. And also we can see that Coinbase delisted some token and everyone is saying what is really going on. Is it these exchanges now after each other or just trying to pull each other down because of what we saw with FTX, 3 Arrow Capital, uh, 3 Voyager, Celsius, and the list goes on that has happened this year. But we're going to look into all of this today and we're going to check the chart as well. We're going to look into the economic calendar to see what we'll be expecting uh, to come up later today, which I believe we have so many data that will be coming out today that are very, very important and you do not want to miss that. So you need to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right, my name is Ahmed Oladmeji Kazim, and welcome to Crypto Bean. Welcome to the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. And we can see BTC is trading at 18,000, excuse me, 16,869, almost 16,817. I haven't touched about 17,000 or trade above 17,000. What is next? I'm going to share with you on this show. Yesterday, I told you you need to get into the market because it was a buy, and you can see if you did that, definitely you should be making some profit. But at least you should have made about probably 700 points, or depends on where you watch the video. And if you were not in the market or you missed out, I'm still going to show you what you need to do to be part of this short movement we're experiencing. Is it going to be a bull trap? Is it going to be the continuation of a trend? Is it going to form a structure in a higher time frame so we can now know we're having a bull run or a small bull run, talking about maybe 3,000 point or 5,000 point, and that will be from around 16K to like 20K or to like 18K thereabout. I'm still going to share that with you on this show. And let's check what is trending. First of all, we know Binance was trending yesterday due to a lot of things coming up, talking about they're going to have Xmas days, they're going to have 2 billion for SAFU, which is insurance fund, and all of that. And we saw other exchanges trending like KuCoin, we saw Coinbase trending, and a lot of them like that were trending yesterday, and we need to watch out for them. So right now, let's check what is really happening in the economic calendar so we can understand what we'll be expecting today, talking about the data that will be coming out. Will be CPI year to year will be coming out in Australia, and also ADP non-farm employment change will be coming out today in the United States, and prelim GDP will be coming out today. Jobs job opening will be coming out today, and Fed Powell speaks. It's very, very important. That will be coming up today as well because it needs to come out and it's going to throw light to stuff or things we might want to hear to boost the morale of investors to now say, oh, probably the economy is getting better. People will start making some money and invest it in all of this or some of these assets we are trying to hold on to. And talking about later this week, which is tomorrow, CPI will be coming up in CHL, called PCE in the United States, and we'll be looking at manufacturing PMI in the United States on Thursday, and on Friday, we'll be waiting for the non-farm employment chain, which is the non-farm payroll. We all know that's very important, and that data come out every first Friday of the new month. And today is the last day of the month, being the 30th of November, and we'll be expecting non-farm employment change, unemployment rate too on Friday, employment rate, employment change, and we'll be seeing some of these CBN government or people in charge of monetary policy in New Zealand, Australian dollar to coming out to say what they're going to do regarding the next interest rate that will be coming up on the show. So those are the data we'll be expecting today. But the most important thing for today is the prelim GDP, the job opening, and the most important of all is Fed power speak. That is very, very important. You do not want to miss that, and we might see the market start reacting to whatever it's going to say today. So you might experience some volatility. I've been saying this since on Monday, and you can see the market has been moving. And are you not going to, or do you not need to jump into the trade if you're not on the trade, or do you not need to keep your buy if you have a buy already? Stick to the show because I am going to share that with you in a nutshell. If you've not subscribed to the channel, you might want to do that right now. Subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to get the video as we drop it. So right now, let's check out what's really going on with BTC. Yesterday, we saw the markets creating a structure in a lower time frame. And whenever I see that, I love that because I like to get into the market as early as possible. And why? Why is because you don't get to FOMO in when the big structure is now forming out. You understand? And even though you're wrong to must have getting early, you can still have some profit to make when the market turns around and refuse to break the bigger structure in a higher time frame, if that makes sense. So I like to get into the market as early as possible. So if everybody is now trying to FOMO in, seeing the bigger structure breaking and probably it now becomes a fake out and now they're losing their money, I will still have some money to keep to myself, even though it might not be much, but at least I will know I'm not losing my money and I still have some money to keep to myself. So that's why I do not play with the lower time frame structure, because I use it to get the early sniper entry into my trade. Not financial advice, just for educational purpose. You need to do your own research before you do anything. Trading is highly risky and you need to have vast experience before you can do it. So right now, let's see what's going on with the charts. We can see that I told you I put the red here, and whenever we have a red, it means that's the last spike or the last bottom out we saw the price before it start moving ahead or creating structure. And if you've been watching the show, I've told you, or I said it earlier on when we broke the structure, that you need to get in. And the moment we broke, I'll show you right now, excuse me. The moment we broke below 16,666, something like that, if you watch my show, you should know it. I told you need to get out of the market because probably we're not going to be seeing a short. And I gave you a short signal around 16,340 saying if you break that, because we are now creating a symmetric triangle, you can see right here, I told you should short it. And if you did that, definitely you made some profit. And now, yesterday, I gave you another signal saying you need to buy above 16,330. And probably you watched the show late. I told you, let the market come down to retest around 16,330, 334. So you shouldn't miss that, even though you missed the entry when I was recording the show. But at least the market came back to test this after we've uploaded the video. So definitely, I believe you should get the entry around 16,330 and probably scale the profit up to where the market is right now. So what are we now seeing today, or what are we seeing right now? What I will tell you is, normally when we're having a structure being forming out, you need to be careful. And now let me show you right here, because now we now have our 1, we have our 2, and now we have our 3. What am I expecting? I'm expecting the market to continue rallying around this point, then possibly break above where we have 1770. You understand? Let me go to higher time frame so you can see it will make sense when I put on a higher time frame. You can see it makes so much sense now. You see what I'm saying? Makes so much sense. So now we have our first yellow, now we have our second yellow, and for the first time we're breaking our first yellow. If you look at it over here, we've been failing to break all those our first yellow or second yellow. We've been continuing the trend coming down, but this is the first time we're breaking our first yellow since the market started falling. Let me see, I think November 5th, something like that. This is the first time we're seeing a break above our first yellow. And what does that mean? That means we're now having a structure in a higher time frame forming out. And when you have a structure in a higher time frame forming out, what are you looking for? You're looking for the opportunity to take a buy, because it now shows that the sentiment in uh, talking about fear and greed is reducing, or it's increasing. Talking about the fear is reducing, the greed is increasing. People are getting into the market, and now we're having a structure forming out, and that could start forming a good structure that will push us above to probably 18,000 plus. I don't know, and on, depends on where the chart stops and tell us we need to get out of the market. And yesterday, if you watch the show, I told you we might break above even the if we come back to test 16,330, I told you we might possibly break above the 65 and touch this zone, which you can see I even put the white line there, and touch this zone around 17,100. And now we close to it because the market touched around 17,000 uh, 70 and thereabout. So is this now a bull trap? Because everybody is still waiting for Bitcoin to go to 10,000, 12,000, 14,000 thereabout. Is it a bull trap? I'm not going to say yes and I'm not going to say no, because one thing you need to know is crypto, we retail traders are not the one moving the market. The big banks, the whales, we call them whales. In Forex, we call them the big banks, the big boys. But in crypto, we call them the whales. The whales are the one moving the market. They might choose to pull it and start loading more BTC, and they might choose to just set a bull trap. A lot of people jump in and they leave the market. And that's why I normally give you the signal as early as possible, so you do not miss the how am I going to put it? You do not miss the movement when the market start moving, because in case it's a bull trap, you're still going to make some money. You're not going to lose any money at all. Imagine you get into the market around 15,000 900, or even let's say 16,000, and now it's now a bull trap. It's creating a structure to break a structure. Maybe it's not going to break the structure around 16.6 or something like that, and you get into the market around 16k. You are still making about 50 yeah, you're still making about 500 point, 600 point thereabout. So you're not going to lose, you're not going to panic, you're not going to you're not going to FOMO in and don't know what you're doing. And by the time you start doing that, definitely you're going to lose your money. So that's why you need to stick to the plan. You need to stick to the signal we're giving you on this show. We've been right 99%, if not 100%. And very soon I'm going to drop a video on the entry and exit on the of into the market or out of the market. Why I'm going to drop the video is because I've seen a lot of people struggle to keep the profit. And the most important thing in trading is not making the money, is keeping the money. You can enter a trade now and be on $200, $10,000, $20,000. But you know, market go up and down in a zigzags and zoom down. And if you don't take the profit at the right place, or you don't know the signal where you need to get out of the market, you're going to lose the money back. And now we call it cycle of doom, because you're doing the same thing year in, year out, year in, year out, and you're not making profit. And that's one. And there's another one talking about money management. You make profit, you take out your profit, you don't have enough liquidity to hold your trade to take you higher. Before you know, you kick out of the trade. The money you've spent, you need to now start looking for it back to put in. You do the same thing again. That is the it's still called circle of doom, and I'm still going to drop video about that so you guys can understand and know how you need to tackle with going into the market and coming out of the market, and also knowing when to take out some money and when you don't need to withdraw, because I've experienced it as well, whereby I make some money and I'll just withdraw everything. Now I'll leave my capital at risk, and any small thing is going to kick me out. Now maybe I've spent the money, putting the money back becomes a problem, then I'm stuck to now get another money to start trading again. So those things are what I'm going to share light on, and you do not want to miss all those gems I'll be dropping on this channel. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, I bet you might want to do that right now. Subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so you can be getting all the juicy content. So right now, BTC is doing great. If you may ask me, where are you now going to get in? Let's say you didn't get into the market yesterday, you missed the movement from 16,500, or you missed the movement from 15,600. Let's now say when you even come back to retest here and now created a structure, you missed the movement again around 16,330. Where do you need to get in? I am going to share that with you right now. This is what we need to do. First of all, let's take a look at the chart and see if we're breaking a structure in a higher time frame. You can see anywhere you see the yellow means that's where we have the higher time frame, and anywhere you see the blue is the lower time frame inside the yellow, and anywhere you see the red is the last sell or the last buy. Depends on if the market is bearish or the market is bullish. So right now, when you look at this, let me zoom it so you can see. Pardon me with my chart, it's a little bit sketchy, but that's how I analyze my chart, and that's how we've been 99.9% right on this show, if you don't want to say 100%. So look at this now. You can see we have a structure here, 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 here. So now, to me, we are still inside the structure between 15,500 to 18,100 in the higher time frame. So now, have we broken out in the higher time frame? No, we have not. But now it doesn't mean we've not, even though we're inside, it doesn't mean we cannot break out. But now we need to be sure that when are we going to be certain that this market is now a bull run, not a bearish, or not just a bull trap. Let me show you. Now we're creating a structure over here in a higher time frame, but all this structure forming up is still inside this. So we need to break above this. We need to break above 18,100, because when we break above it, now we now know we have a proper structure being broken in a higher time frame. So if we don't break above all this movement inside this zone, I still believe we are still being trapped. It might continue as a bull trap, and it might just be we are still trapped inside the zone, and the market will be moving sideways, talking about ranging. But we don't need to wait for that. We need to do what the chart is telling us, and that's what I normally preach on this show, which is we need to follow the trend. And what is this trend right now? We can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and since we now have this breakout above it, now this now gives us the last how am I going to call it? This now gives us the last spike, or where we now need to base where the market is going on. So now, before we're going to confirm we're having another bearish market, the market needs to break below 15,400 for us to see probably we're going to 10K, 12K, 14K. Everybody has been waiting for, because you saw it happened there. We're waiting to break this 15,600. We did touch it, but we didn't break it. In a higher time frame, we didn't break it. You can see, if you see the line here, and if I zoom it in, you can see we did not break it, and that's why we didn't see the market continue to the 14K, 12K thereabout we're talking about. But in a lower time frame, to talk about getting the trade going on again, or to start a new movement, we did break it. You get what I'm saying? You see, we did break it. But in a higher time frame, we did not break it. And we need to break out in a higher time frame for a trend to be validated. You got what I'm trying to say? So right now, since we didn't break it, that's why you'll say, but we broke the 15,600, but we didn't go to 12K. We did not break it. We only spiked the zone, and the market recovered immediately inside the zone. So we didn't break it. We need the body to break it out, or to break out in a higher time frame. And since that didn't happen, that's why I'm not having this mindset that are we now going to see a small movement inside this ranging to come and retest this 18,300, then probably we're not going to see the market fall off to around 10K, 12K everyone is waiting for. It might be that's what they want to do, but the chart is going to tell us, and we don't need to be scared. So now, not to get ourselves confused, we're going to leave this high structure. We know we're inside the zone, but now what do we need to do right now? This is what we need to do. We need to focus on this zone, which is we have our 1, we have our 2, and now we break out. So now what am I expecting you to do? Wait for the market to come and retest where we have order block for you to buy in. because I'm not going to tell you to buy in right now because the market has already done 1, 2, 3, and we see a breakout. Yes, it might move ahead to come and mitigate probably 17,100, then come down back, but I will advise you probably use Fibonacci research, I say research retracement to see where you can get into the market, or possibly you wait for it to retest the perfect zone where you need to get into the market. And where are the zone for today? Let me now share that with you shortly. We know we have other block right here because we saw this market break go above 15,900, 16K here. So we're expecting the market to come back and touch 15,600. Don't get me wrong. We're expecting the market to come and touch it. And if we don't touch it, that means that will be our base for future floor, talking about where we'll be expecting the market to come and mitigate in the future. But if it's a bull trap, this is what we're expecting to do. We have 1, 2, we might have this market go, do their movement to around 17,100, come back and retest this because we have a structure here. What break out the structure is this movement right here between 16,300 where I told you to get in, and now we still have another breakout here. It's not showing in a higher time frame, but when I go to a lower time frame, you're going to see it's showing clearly. So now this is a structure as well. You see, this is a structure and we broke above it, and this is now the other block. So we might see the market doing 1, 2, 3, then come back to do the 4 to form a kind of double bottom. You understand? To come and test around this 16K or 16,200 again, then shoot up to complete the 5, then now come down. So that's where I'm expecting the market, because I've seen a structure and this is the first time it's breaking out on a higher time frame in a very long time, talking about 3 to 4 weeks. Now, where do you need to get into the market today? That's what I want to share with you right now, so we can move on or move on. Yeah, we can move on from the chart analysis. Okay, now where do you need to buy today? It's simple. You can see we having this market touch this page. Now it's creating structure over here. I told you I normally get into the market as early as possible. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pull my sell stop below 16,800. The moment we break below 16,800, I believe we're creating a structure in a lower time frame. Maybe if we go to 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, you're going to see it clearly. You understand? But at the same time, you need to be careful because we've seen it in this scenario whereby we have the structure broken here and the market later went to break above, but later come down to form the Fibonacci. So what am I trying to say is this is what you need to do, and this is what I'm going to do. I'll put my set stop below 16,820 or 16,800, and I'll wait for it to break it and now use my Fibonacci. You see, this is the correct way to do Fibonacci when you're trading crypto. Then use my Fibonacci to wait, let the market come and see. Probably we're going to see a bounce back at 50%. If you see a bounce back at 50%, we know when the market touch 50%, it will go back to wherever it's coming from. If it's coming from down, double bottom. If it's coming from top, it's going to be double top. And we're going to see if it's going to break it. If it breaks it, it's a continuation of the trend. If it doesn't break it, definitely the market is going to fall back to where it's supposed to go. So it's very simple. Put your sell stop below 16,820 or 16,800 and don't put buy stop yet. Let us see the Fibonacci coming to test around 50% or 0.61% thereabout. Then you can now put your buy. So even though you put your buy around 0.61% and you put your stop loss here, you'll be risking just from 16,614 to 16,410. You'll be risking just $100. And if you're seeing a structure being forming out in a downtrend, we can just follow the trend until we see another structure coming up. But since it's forming a bull trend, I will advise we can just wait, let the market come down here to touch around 16,400, and that's why we have 0.78, and we have another perfect entry to buy when the market is on a bull run, on a bearish. You use a Fibonacci to get into the market. You can get in around 16,600 or around between 16,400 and 16,300. That's where I'm expecting the market to come and touch. Then probably we'll see it continuing to now form the structure, or we might see the market now start forming a structure that will come and retest this 16,100. So where is your buy stop and sell stop today? In a nutshell, your sell stop is below 16,800 and your buy stop, in case we're going to see the market continue moving up and continue following the uptrend or creating the movement for uptrend for us in a lower time frame, you're going to set it above 1780 or 17,100. So your buy stop for today is 17,100 above. Your sell stop is below 16,820 or 16,800. But I will advise you to just look for to just wait for a reversal, not to just jump in above 17K. Wait for a reversal, except we're seeing a massive movement that's going to break the 17K, then we can get into the market. But my advice for today is sell your sell stop just to scale it down to around 16,500 or 16,200 zone, then you're going to get into the market. Then where do you need to get out of the market? Because the moment we break the structure, that means we're having the market turning around. And you know, in structure, we have 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you need to understand that. So what do we need to do today? The moment we break below 16K, you see, the moment we break below 16K, you need to get out of the market. I even said it yesterday. The moment we break below 16K, you need to get out of the market because that is now invalidating the structure we're having in a higher time frame. And it's still correct because sometimes it's always 1, 2, 3. The market will turn around, but mostly it's always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, and if it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have 1, 2, 3. We are waiting for our 4 to be around this zone, which is around 16,200 or 16,400 thereabout. Use your risk reward before you get to the market. Then we're going to see our 5 move ahead, probably to now go and touch 18K or touch. We have so much other block around there, 18K, 17.6 thereabout. Then we now see the market fall off. But if you don't want to miss out on any of the signals, you might want to subscribe to the Telegram. On the links of the Telegram and Discord are down in the description, so you can be part of the what's it called, the signal when we're dropping it, so you do not miss out on all of that. So what are we doing today? I've told you buy stop above 1780 if we're going to continue, but I won't advise that because I feel like we broke above this already, so we're just going to have some movement, then we later come back to retest maybe 16,400. So I advise you set your buy limit. Now it's not going to be buy limit around 16,400 or 16,150 thereabout, and your stop loss or where you need to get out of the market should be around 16K. Not financial advice, it's just word of studying the market, and I bet you we've been right 99.9% on this show. And you can go and verify all our episode and all the chart analysis we've been dropping, so you know what we're doing on this show is reality and not just some people just saying buy and sell and they're not sure what they're saying. We give you the real instant and we give you and we stand by it. Buy at above 17K, but I advise you can stay away from that. Let the market come back to touch around 16,330 or 16,100 because you're still buying it for cheap, and you should be happy we're having buyers coming to the market. So if the market come back and touch there, we're going to see the market move ahead and you make more money. Down to get in around 17K, just move small maybe to 76, then you see the market plummet and now you start losing money. But the signals still remain: buy stop above 17,100, sell stop below 16,800. But our advice, you stick to the sell and the buy. Wait, let the market retrace to this zone and you can take buy. So that's my take on BTC today. And shout out to Brazil for legalizing BTC so you can use it for goods and services payment. It's still not legal tender yet, and if you have love for soccer, you know Brazil has won their first 2 games and they're playing the last game. And if you want to watch, you might look out for that. I don't know if they have any fan token. Maybe they do have fan token. I know all these countries now, if they have a fan token, definitely their token will be appreciating. But make sure you do your own research before you buy any fan token. And you can tell me any fan token you know in our comment section. Let's have an interaction so we can know what is going on with all these fan tokens out there. I don't have any fan token because they are not utility project. They are just for fans, and people can dump it anytime, people can buy it anytime. So I'm not really into that. But if you like, you've done your research, you might want to look out for one. So that's that on BTC. BTC is looking good. See on bullish mode, talking about structure, and is it not going to continue or is it going to fall? I've analyzed the show. Stick to the uh, to the to the channel also, because we might have something important to drop immediately. We'll see a turnaround or stop. So now let's check out ETH as well, and we can see ETH is more or less the same thing. Like I told you yesterday, I told you ETH too has been doing the same thing since we failed to break this zone. You see, and now, if you look at ETH properly, it's creating a good structure too. Talking about we have our one now, we have our two, we have our three. Definitely, it might continue moving up, or we're gonna see to have our four. Then we can get into the market. So, what do you need to do for ETH? You need to put your buy stop above 1,280, or if you stick to the buy stop I gave you today, you can still keep your buy and get out of the market at 1,260. You need to get out of the market if you pay 1,200, because it's now creating that signal I normally use when we're having a bear reach. Then, so your buy stop, if you get out of the market, will now be 1,280, and your sell stop will be below. Your sell stop will be below 1,000. Your sell stop will be below 1,260. Thereabout. So now, what do we need to do for ETH today? Is very simple, very, very simple. We've seen the structure broken out, and I told you yesterday probably you're making some money. Let's just see if it's going to break this, get out of the market. 1,260 out of the market. Then, if you come back to tell 1,200 or 216, you can now be looking for a buy there, and make sure you put your stop loss below 1,200. The moment we break below 1,200, now we're now having instruction down to the down part of the trade. So now, what are we going to do today regarding ETH? Buy stop above 1,280 if you're not in the market already. Sell stop if you're in the market should be 1,260, and if you don't want to buy, you want to wait, you can use a Fibo and say, okay, why I normally use my Fibo in 4 hours is because it's going to show me the complex movement, you see. And this is one, this is two. So now this is where I'm going to base it on. You understand? Because it now break above a structure, which is now 1, 2, 3. So now, where will I be waiting to see if the market is going to come down? I'll be waiting to see if we're going to test this 50% back, then I can buy back there. Or if we're going to test around 0.78 or 0.61 using Fibonacci to get into the market. So it's still a buy. Bitcoin is still a buy. Um, uh, Ethereum is still a buy, but I've showed you where you need to get out of the market if it's breaking the zone to be a sell. And if you want to jump into the market, talking about it's still a buy, I've showed you where you need to put your buy stop. You understand? Your buy stop should be above 1,280 and your sell stop below 1,260. But my advice is, if the market has moved like this, you need to wait, especially when the structure is being formed out nicely. You know, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, then we have 5. You see, when the structure has been formed nicely like this, I will expect the market to come back to retest probably this zone where we have it starting in a higher time frame and breaking even here in a lower time frame, or this zone. And I've showed you that on the chart right now. So sell stop 1,260, buy stop 1,280. Not financial advice, but we've been right more than 99.9%. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the amount you can afford to lose, because trading is highly risky and you can lose all your money if you don't have vast experience in trading. So that's that on ETH. I've told you, you can comment down in the comment section. Tell us the coin you want us to look at so we can have a good interaction talking about the project you want to put your money on. We take a look at it and we're going to share with you what we feel is right and is wrong. So BTC, Ethereum still on the rise, and let's see Dogecoin USD, and they might continue the movement, but at the same time, you do not want to be carried away with a bull trap or with a whatever movement that is happening. You can see Dogecoin, I told you yesterday, if you break above there, that's where you need to put your short. That's 0.09, but we didn't break above it. Now we create a structure, and now Dogecoin 2 is doing the same thing like other coins. So now what are we going to see? Where do you need to short Dogecoin now? Dogecoin has now formed this. and now went out and he broke it. I think to me, if I'm looking at Dogecoin right now, I'm going to short Dogecoin immediately because it has created that signal I normally look for where we have the spike and we have the spike there, then the market recover, then comes to break it. So now it might go up here to test here. So where will I be looking to short Dogecoin? I'll be looking to short Dogecoin around 0.10 again, and put it's very easy. I'll short it around 0.10. My stop loss will be around 0.11. So I'm not even going to be losing anything. I'll be losing just tiny if it's go wrong. So where do I need to put my short? It's a short already. It's a sell for Dogecoin if you ask me. But where do you need to buy if you're not in the market? You can buy if it breaks above 0. That's 11 cents. You can buy if you break above 11 cents, and or you can wait. Let's see, because I'm expecting all these things to come back and retest this up, because we have this didn't break it, so this is invalid. So we have, where do you need to buy Dogecoin in case it's going to continue the movement going up? I think it's going to be around 0.094 to my own understanding, because we have the structure now for me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm expecting the market maybe to do a fake out, then come down to retest all these zones. That's when we're going to have a valid and uh, good trend, talking about looking at it from a higher time frame. When you look at it from a higher time frame, see it right here. You can see, it's been creating this movement. No, let me go to 4 hour so you can have a clear understanding. You can see it. We have this movement 1, 2, we have 3, 4. So Dogecoin has been moving, but it must come back down. That is guaranteed. I'm so sure about that. Dogecoin needs to fall back. So Dogecoin to me right now, it's a short. I'm not going to buy it at all, except we break above 0.11 confidently or comfortably. That's when I'm going to buy Dogecoin. But right now, I'm going to short Dogecoin at 0.10. So I'm expecting to move up a bit to 0.10 there about then. I'm going to short it down. But in case we start seeing the market moving forward, you can buy above 0.11 and put your short below 0.998, or you can even wait to see if you're going to be 0.09 that I gave you earlier on. Once we break it, it's going to be a short for Dogecoin. So that's that on the chart analysis for today. Let's now check out what is going on in the, excuse me, BTC is trading nicely. I love what I'm seeing. I'm expecting it to move where then break above, because you need to wait, let the market play out its course. So right now, let's check out what's going on in the market. BTC now is moving close to 900 billion market cap, sitting at 888 billion market cap, and about 555 billion traded in the last 24 hours, and 36.5 BTC dominance and 17.2 talking about ETH dominance. And on the sister side, we can see still above 850 billion US dollars and about close to 50 billion, that's 46 billion US dollars traded in the last 24 hours, and 38% BTC dominance and 18.2% talking about ETH dominance. What is trending? PancakeSwap is trending. Bitcoin is trending definitely. Solana is trending, and you can see BTC is trending at 16,885, and it's been appreciated both in 7 days, 24 hours, and 1 hour. Same thing with ETH trading at 1,270. It's been appreciated in the last 7 days, 24 hours, and the last 1 hour. And we can see Dogecoin, the same thing. So a lot of them are getting that momentum. Are we going to continue it after coming to mitigate the other block? We're still going to share that on this show with you, and you do not want to miss out. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, you might want to do that right now. Subscribe, like, and share so you can join the greatness that's been happening on this great platform. All right, let's check out some coin on the top 100 like we normally do on this show. And we can see at 101, we now have XDC network at 101, 102 is BAL, 103 is ENLs, 110 is Swissborg, 113 stepping, and the list go on. And you can see a lot of them are doing what we're talking about the last 7 days, in 24 hours, and even in the last 1 hour. And these are the coin on the top one. And let's check out the NFT, talking about top 10 collections of NFT overall. And now we can see the top 10 collection overall is now CryptoPunk back to number 1, but API still maintaining that number 1, number 2 spot, and we can see Modern API at number 3, Clone X at number 4, Other the For Other Side at number 5, Pudgy Penguin at number 6, Bot Ape Kennel Club at number 7, Moonbeds at number 8, Jenny Undead at number 9, and the Potatoes at number 10. Those are top 10 uh, top NFT collections for you today on the show. You make sure you do your research. NFT is highly risky as well, and you can lose all your money. We know NFT has been down almost more than 90% from beginning of this year to where we are now. Though a lot of market have been down, BTC has been down more than 70% as well, and we see other market too falling off as well. So you need to be careful. Make sure you do your research before you put your money on any goddamn project. All right, now what is the fear and greed? The fear and greed is sitting at 29, is sitting at fear, no more extreme fear. Now we're seeing some people have been greedy and they're falling into the market. If you get in when it was extreme fear, you should be in profit now. And now when it's becoming fear, you need to be careful. Let's see a retest before you get into the market so we can now fall into greed. And when it's now extreme greed, we know we need to sell because a lot of people are now being greedy, and that's when they sell off the market. Don't say I didn't tell you. So the fear and greed index for today is sitting at 29%, and that is fear. All right, shout out to Instacash FX for sponsoring the show. They've been our backbone since we started the show. And if you want to trade your Bitcoin, you want to sell your Bitcoin, you want to learn how to trade cryptocurrency, know everything about trading, investment in general, you can go to www.instacashfs.com and you can be part of this greatness that are happening in the industry. And also, you want to sell any cryptocurrency, you can contact them on the WhatsApp, on the email, or on the website, and all their social handles as well, and you can be part of what good services they are giving to the people. They are fast, reliable, and efficient. I can bet you with that. So we saw Brazil legalizing crypto. You can use it to buy, but it's not illegal. It's not illegal tender yet. And we can see Coinbase wallet delist XRP, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum Classic on their platform. And we see ApeCoin up 31% as taking years, but a NFT price rebound. And these are what I have for you today on today's show. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you're enjoying the show. If you do, you might want to subscribe, like, and share. And do not forget to turn on the notification bell so you can be part of this greatness that has been happening on this beautiful channel, Crypto Bill 101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency, trading, and investment in general. I still remain myself, Ahmed Oladimeji Kazim, Bitcoin trading at 16,890 as I'm signing out on today's show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. It's peace out from me, and I'll see you next time.